start? Do you know the secret to turning online interactions into real world friendships? And do you ever wonder why some people have an easy time making friends online while others struggle? If any of those questions you've had, let me help you because I'm going to talk to you today and give you 10 keys or 10 tips and strategies on how to build relationships online. We're in 2024 and we no longer have to be in the same city or next door to the people who we want to communicate with and get in communion with. But a lot of us, especially us women, we're making mistakes that don't have to be made simply because we have not adapted our understanding of how to go ahead and make these new relationships, and especially in the online space, because now with the creation of the internet, with us being able to connect all around the world, this is opening doors and has opened doors for businesses, and especially for us small business owners and for women and for minorities. Come on, y'all, we got to get on top of this. Hey, strategy lady. Hey, hey, good morning. Good morning. As y'all can see, I'm here every morning in April. I've done 20 lives in the month of April, and we are on April 22nd. Okay. So I don't always come on the weekend, but I did one this weekend too. So if you didn't check that out, go ahead and check it out. And join me on YouTube. Y'all get over there and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a couple of likes and comments on YouTube. Hey, Miriam. Hello, Miriam. How are you? All right. Miriam, I sent you an email. Check your email. Hey, Cassandra. Hey, what's going on? So we're going to talk about how to build on lasting online relationships. Now, let me tell you, I've talked to lots of women, who are, they have moved because, at this point in our lives, we decide that we're doing things in our best interest. So I've talked to people who have moved to new areas, moved out of state. And I've also been talking to a lot of women who have their own business, who are no longer in the previous spaces they were in, whether that's teaching, counseling, social work, an artist, whatever. They are now doing something in a different space using that same skill, and they're having a hard time converting over the and building new relationships in this new space. Uh, yes, she says, yes, I've shown up on IG. I like joining you on IG and YouTube. All right. Thank you. And click that like button and comment on YouTube so that the video can get some traction. And as you can see, if you don't know, I am showing up as an example of, we got to start from scratch. We like, when we can start ahead, we can do that, but sometimes we have to start from scratch. If you're following me on YouTube, I started out on YouTube with 0 followers, 0 subscribers, and now today I think I'm at 315 subscribers. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep doing the things that successful people have told me to do in order to build my YouTube channel. Now, I will say, going live every day on YouTube is not a strategy. It's just a way for me to create content so that when people do come to my channel, I have lots of content. But I'm just sharing that with you. And for those of you who have not started your YouTube channel, let this be that next nudge, that next sign that you need to. What are you waiting for? I did a video yesterday on YouTube about the things that I did to get my subscribers. And so go ahead and watch that video as well. But anyway, let's talk about it. So I've met these people, and I know these people, and they still haven't made any friends. And that's amazing to me. I was talking to someone who has been in the state of Texas for 5 years now, and she's made one friend, and that friend moved away. And so now she doesn't have any friends. I've talked to several women online, and they said, I don't know how to build relationships. Like, what is it that you're supposed to do? And so I'm going to give you the steps that you need to do. And for those who are really struggling with this, especially if you're an introvert, girl, you need to get to writing. Okay. If you're an introvert like me, I'm an introvert, full blown, no sideways, no 80-20, 100%. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So get your pencil and paper so that you can write these tips down. So the first thing that I want you to know is if you're meeting them online, listen to me now. If you're meeting them online, they're going to look you up online. So just like I was in a group networking event the other day on Thursday, I believe it was, and there were 11 other business owners in this networking event. Well, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to go to your page and look you up. They're going to go to your website. They're going to go to your Instagram. They're going to go to your Facebook. They are going to go and look you up. Like while you are on the call, while you are online socially, they are going to look at your profile. Is your profile optimized, people? Now, let's be honest, tell the truth, shame the devil. Does your profile tell what it is you do? Does it give anything that you're interested in? Does it have a really friendly picture? Did you fill out the bio section? Have you told people a little bit about you so that they can say, oh, okay, let me follow her? Does it give anything? Or is your profile locked? Is it on private so that nobody can see it? Because you said, I don't want people in my business. I don't want my school to know what I'm doing. I'm putting this on private. I'll let the people in. You can send me a request and I'll let you in. Okay, that's why you ain't gonna get where you're trying to get to, because you too busy worried about who's looking at your profile and what people are going to say about you and who's in your business. Sis, it's not your business what people say about you behind your back. I'm just saying. It's not your business. Unlock that profile. Go in there and update that profile, optimize that profile, and y'all get them teacher pictures off that profile. Get them sitting up straight, looking like you taking a headshot picture. Get that off your profile. That doesn't look fun. That doesn't look inviting. That doesn't look like you're free. That doesn't look approachable. Find a picture where you were truly having a good time, something that truly represents who you are and how you show up. Not that picture where we're doing that fake smile. Come on, now y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So keep in mind, number one is we got to go and we got to optimize those profiles. We got to look at that picture. We got to look at if our account is locked or not. We got to make sure that we filled out the bio section and that we're really clear about what it is that we do, because that's the first thing that people are going to go to when you are meeting people online. And these online relationships will turn into real life relationships, or should I say, can turn into real life relationships, but you got to know what you need to do. Number two, here's number two. And I think that all of us can relate to this. And if you haven't, I'm gonna give you a little information on this. I want us to engage genuinely. This has so helped my business. This has helped my life. This has really helped me, because I can tell you it's a whole bunch of consultants and just people in general who have made lots of money online. Like people literally DM us and say, I would love for you to speak at my event. I would love to have you present at my mastermind. I would love for you to come into my small group session. I would love for you to be a contributing author to my upcoming book. People literally, I get consulting jobs in my DMs. Do you know why? Because I engage genuinely. Like I comment on their posts and I say, this is excellent content. You are killing it in this space. Girl, you doing this. You getting this done. And I share relevant content. When I'm sharing information, I just did a post yesterday, and that post is nearing 2,000 interactions, not views, but interactions. It's been shared 500 times. I'm not saying that's viral. I'm just saying it resonated. What did the strategy lady said? It's a tactic. Yes, online presence is uber important and better have that profile on point. Absolutely. And you got to stay like you have to engage genuinely. Like when it's something that's interesting to you, you need to engage. And not only when just content that you're interested in, but it's also helping you to build your rapport. Like they're going to get used to seeing you. They are going to see that you often comment, and they're going to feel like they know you. Some of y'all feel like you know me. I've been showing up every day. You've been joining me when you are looking for something to listen to or somebody to tap into you. Some of you all will go and click my profile or come, find your way to my video because I'm going to come on here and I'm going to be talking about something that will move you forward. Nobody will come to my page, my channel, my link, and I'm not talking about something that's going to move you forward because I don't work backwards. I only go forward. So I'm only sharing things that are going to help you, support you, challenge you, and move you forward. Every now and then you'll come on here, you'll get a little laugh, but most times I'm moving you forward. If you're looking for comedic relief, you're going over to that other page to get comedy. But I engage genuinely when you come on my lives. I'm engaged and I'm like, hey girl, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? When I comment on people posts, I am commenting genuinely on things that I genuinely have an opinion about, things that I genuinely care about. And when I say you're doing a great job, this content was fire, keep up the great work, man, you are doing it in this space. I'm telling you, make it happen. Okay, so number 3, here's one that we won't do. Oh, let me go back to number 2. And let me say this, when I say engage genuinely, let me tell you one, and this is specifically for educators. It probably applies to other people, but I know this specifically applies to people who have been indoctrinated into the school system. And that's most of us educators because we've been in school K through 12, we were indoctrinated. And then all of our college careers, we were indoctrinated. And then we went and worked into the school system, continued indoctrination. And we don't even realize it because it's so subconscious for us. We don't even realize it. And that's why it's called an institution of education. This ain't me throwing shade. I'm just telling you the truth. And so we've been taught to work out of lack, to work out of there is not enough. And so that leads us to not sharing. That leads us to trying to keep a little bit to ourselves and not wanting people to know what we're doing. Because think about it. If your class scored the highest in test scores and your neighbor says, girl, show me what you did, you're not going to show her everything you did. You're just going to give her a little bit because you don't want her to have the highest test scores next time. I'm just saying, this is what we do in the school system. How does that translate into real life? You'll come onto somebody's page, somebody's content, and it's fire. It's given. It's helping you. It's moving you forward. You will sit and watch these videos. You won't like them. You won't share them. You won't make a comment because we've been taught in the school system not to do that. We've been taught not to share. You won't share it to another page. You won't say, I watched this video today and it really motivated me. Hope it helps you too. This is something that we as educators have to work on. And we as women, we have to work on uplifting other women. So when I say engage genuinely, when somebody sees that you're often sharing their content, they can see that. It comes back and tells us so-and-so shared. If nothing else, we begin to see, oh, she shares my content. I have a lady named Linda, Fundamentals by Linda. Fundamentals by Linda. She shares my content 5-6 times a week. Linda comments on my content multiple times. And even when she doesn't comment, she shares it to her page. I can see that. So when Linda sends me a message in my DM to ask me a question about consulting, like she did the other day, she was the reason I did that self-sabotage video. She sent me a message in my DMs about self-sabotage. Well, here I am. I felt like I knew her. And so I was like, okay, let me do a video. My response to her was, I'll do a video this week about it. And then I will I'll send the link to the video. So I did the self-sabotage video and I sent her the link so that she can watch it to answer her question. See what I'm saying? That's engaging genuinely. But I wouldn't have known who Linda was had she not been sending all of these, steady sharing my content. So my point to us is, when you engage genuinely, is you want to heart the messages. You want to give hearts. You want to give likes. You want to give comments. You want to add value. You want to share. You want to do all of these things so that that person can know this is how you build relationships. Y'all asked me how to build relationships online, and now I'm telling you. And some of us don't want to believe me. So we got to get into the habit of being givers and not just takers. See, in education, As teachers, we just take. We get the knowledge. We want to take all of the knowledge. We want to store the knowledge. We don't want nobody else to be better than us. We don't want nobody else's class to get higher scores than us. We don't want nobody else to have a better idea than us. And we take. We got to stop that. And we got to get into the habit of reaping and sowing, the universal principle that we all know, but we don't all do it in all aspects of our lives. We pick and choose which aspect we're going to do it in. So engage genuinely. Number 3, I want you to join relevant groups and forums. You got to get into some groups. What are we doing? And I'm just talking about online, how we're going to build these business relationships online. If you know that whatever you're into, if you are a SPED teacher, you should be in a lot of SPED groups. You should be in a lot of SPED groups, whatever your interest is. I know one of my people, she does gardening. You should be in all of the gardening groups. You should be contributing in the gardening group, but it should also say that in your profile. It should also say it in your profile. Thank you for the hearts on Instagram. Thank you. And y'all share this out. Comment on the post so that it gains traction. So we want to join relevant groups. Make sure that you're joining groups, and don't just go and just join groups and have 500 groups that you've joined and you're not contributing to any of them. Join groups so that you can meet people. So like for me, I'm just going to use myself as an example. My goal is to live my dream life. I want to have an epic life. I have an amazing life, and I want to continue to just up level and just do the things I love and just make it happen for myself, and to write each chapter myself and not give it up by chance. And so like I'm in like Black girl luxury groups. Like it's a lot of stuff that's luxury that I don't know about. Some stuff I like, some stuff I don't. And so I want to learn more. I love home design, and so I'm in a luxury home design group. Travel, I love to travel. I'm in several travel groups. Somebody just DM me on Instagram because I commented on a travel group, and they are helping me to plan my 50th birthday to Jamaica. I want an amazing 50th birthday celebration in Jamaica. And I can see it in my head, and I need them to take that vision to the next level. But they only know that by me commenting in the group. Dr. Marquita says, someone attended my AI for Consultants class, said he learned so much, but then posted about it, but didn't state that I was the one he learned it from, although we have a lot of common connections. See what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just a simple mistake, but other times it's just people stealing your content. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say, this person gave me this thought, or I was listening to this person and it made me think about that. Just like the reason why I'm doing this live is because I've talked to several women who keep saying they don't know how to build relationships online. And then I have someone who just moved to who's been in Texas for 5 years and hasn't made any friends. And I was like, oh, that's because you're still trying to do things the way you did when you were in high school. You're still trying to make friends the way you did when you were 20. And now you're 40 and it's not the same. Dr. Marquita says she could tell it was an intentional oversight because they tried to make it sound like that was their original thought, like they are just amazing. But we got to get out of the habit of that. So the thing that I do, Dr. Marquita, when people do that to me, I make sure that I'm not doing that to anybody else. And sometimes it is an oversight, and sometimes people just don't know any better. They think that that's their original thought. And so what I do is I try to make sure that I credit other people, or I'll say, I read this book and it made me think about this. I was going through this content and it made me think about this. So, and then I also try to make sure that I share other people's stuff and try to share so that you see, while this is my thought, this thought was initiated from here. It doesn't take away your value in the thought. It's just saying this is who the person is. Dr. Marquita said, I know people get tired of hearing my Dr. D this and Dr. D that, but I'm gonna big you up every time. Thank you, Dr. Marquita. Yes, girl. Tell them what Dr. D said, girl. She said she is modeling the behavior. Yes. And so I try to, make sure that I'm not doing the thing that annoys me. And that's the way I kind of like attract the energy that I'm looking for, because it does happen. It absolutely. And especially when you have something to say. sometimes people will just drop a line and it's like, oh, that's the line right there. So absolutely. So we got to make sure that we're getting in relevant groups. What groups are you all in? What groups have you joined that will help to move your business? And again, by you dropping your group, you are also helping other people to find new groups. This is all about supporting one another, people. This is how we build relationships. I'm on here now telling you how to build relationships. One of the ways that you do it right now, I just said, what groups are you in? Can you put them in the chat? Can you put them in the comments so that other people can see and they might go join that group? You see what I'm saying? They might go join that group. Who is that? My Dr. D thoughts are very common. See, and Cassandra says Black educators. So like if you know that you want to do consulting, you should be in Black educator groups. You should be in administration groups. You should be in superintendent groups. They didn't say you have to be a superintendent to be in there. Nobody's asking for your credentials. Why are you afraid to get into those groups? Whatever the thing is that you're looking to get more exposure in or get more learning of. I am in all types of Black girl travel, Black girl luxury, Black girl remodeling, Black girl moving to Texas. In consulting, I'm in all types of different consulting groups. One of the things that I try not to do, I try not to get into other consulting groups that are selling, teaching consulting, because I already know how to consult. I already know how to get people contracts. I already know how to get myself contracts. I already know how to do that. So don't get in groups that won't benefit you, and don't get in groups to steal people's clients. You see what I'm saying? So if you know this is what they do and you go into that group, you had the intention of taking their clients, and that's not okay. That's not okay. I'm just saying that's not how you build good relationships. So join the relevant groups and forums, and then be active in the discussions and offer real help. Don't say, well, that's what I do and I can help you. Don't say that, because that's not helpful. When they say, I'm struggling with this, give them the real solution and show them that you can help them instead of saying that you can help them. And you don't have to keep saying what it is you do. Stop doing that, y'all. Stop steady saying, well, I'm a consultant and this is what I do for a living and blah, blah, blah. No, they asked you about this problem that they're having. And all you need to do is say, oh, you can go here and click this and do that, and that should solve their problem. They're going to come back. They're going to be like, oh, thank you. That's all you need, because guess what? Everybody else in that group is going to see that you helped them to solve that problem. Dr. Marquita says she's in the group Black Women Expats in Panama. She's in Black Adjunct Professors group, and she needs to join some ed consulting groups. And so don't think about ed consulting groups. Really think about groups that have teachers in them, because when you join the ed, yeah, because you might be able to network with some other ed consultants. And the only thing I'm gonna say is don't let them try to get you into teaching them. Y'all need to work together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just joined a group the other day, and the group is of all 7 and 8 figure business owners. And in that group, everybody's at a different level, but nobody is there to be taught how to do anything. We're actually there to challenge each other and to push each other and to make us go further. I hope that's making sense, because that can be very draining when people just want to pull your knowledge and all you're doing is feeding into them and no one's feeding into you. I just had to get out of a group like that. So I will say that. Now, the next one is use DMs thoughtfully. You have a direct message button. Why are you scared to introduce yourself to people? Why are you scared to introduce yourself? Now, you should only be introducing yourself after you've done some of these other things. So after you've been interacting online, you can consider reaching out with a professional message or a personal message in an attempt to deepen the connection, not to try to sell them something, not to try to get them to do something. You want to keep it respectful and relate it to one of the interactions you've had or to one of the posts that they've created, and mention something that you all have in common that you all share, or maybe thank them for their insights. I hope this is making sense, because some people go straight to the DMs. Well, we ain't never heard of you. We don't know you. You going to the DMs talking about I'd love to meet you. We don't know if you a stalker. We don't know if you are struggling with a mental breakdown. We don't know what it is. We don't know. But if you have been engaging genuinely, we see that you're in the group, we go check your profile and your profile looks okay. Because let's be honest, soon as you get a DM, what's the first thing you doing? Going to check that profile. If that profile is locked, you're not getting a response. If that profile is private, you're not getting a response. If that profile is incomplete, you're not getting a response. I'm trying to tell you how to make this happen. We need to know who you are. Cassandra said she's in teacher goals on Facebook. And Dr. Marquita says she needs to join some groups for leaders. Absolutely. So then you want to use your DMs, DM them thoughtfully, because again, the goal is to build a relationship. So let me give you an example. So I've been coming live, and even before now, I was coming live. And so a person who I've never seen, never heard of, don't know anything, says that they've been following me for over a year. They sent me a DM, said they've been following me for over a year, and they would love for me to be on their podcast. Well, when I went to check to click their name to go to the profile, it was locked. It was locked. My first thought was, who are you? What do you do? How do I know we're in alignment? And you've gone so far as to send me a DM. And so now I'm like, I don't know how to respond to this, because I can't even see if this is something that I would want to do or something that would benefit the both of us. So I was like, thanks for the invite. Can you tell me a little bit more about, who you are and what it is you do and how we might have an aligned vision? But I shouldn't have to do that. And then when it came to get to where we are, we were not aligned. Like, I don't believe in just doing things just to make money. And this was totally, I want to get you on my podcast because I'm trying to increase the number of women who are following. And you are a woman who shows up in the space. You have a good message. You have a strong message. So I thought that I can get you on my podcast. So I was like, oh, so you just want to bring more women over here so you can get them enrolled in your program so you can make money off of them? No, bro, that ain't what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to do. Then I had somebody else who just wrote a book and is trying to bring attention to themselves. Awareness is real. Visibility is things you have to do, but it's not aligned with what I do. I don't like the mission that he's on is not aligned to how I operate. And so I had to respectfully decline because the message that I'm giving doesn't match what it is his book is about. It doesn't match how he shows up. And it also doesn't match some of the things that he said when I went back and listened to 2 or 3 of his podcasts. I was like, no, bro, no, that ain't what I'm doing. And I don't want anybody to think that's what I'm doing. So we have to be really clear about our DMs. Thank you, Cassandra. Cassandra says School Leaders on Facebook is a Facebook group. And she also says We Are Teachers Chat on Facebook. See, we're giving y'all help. See how we're giving y'all help? And some people will hear this and won't even write it down or won't even run over to Facebook and press join group, because we're giving you the real tea. Cassandra says she also does daily affirmations, and they should have a daily affirmations for Black women. So let's make sure that we're using DMs thoughtfully. The next one, number 5, y'all, number 5, attend virtual meetups and webinars. Yep, you heard me. Yep, you heard me. Some people ain't gonna tell you that. They'll tell you to attend the virtual meetups, but they won't tell you to attend webinars. These are great places to meet people who share your same interests. Hello, and your industry focus. Why wouldn't you go to the webinar? The webinar is free. It got 500 people signed up. All of them are interested in the same thing you're interested in. And all you simply have to do is when you enter the room, like any respectful person, you're going to say, hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here. My name is Cassandra Williams. I'm from blah, blah, blah. It's so nice to meet you all. I'd love to connect with any of you all on LinkedIn and put your LinkedIn profile. We're not going to steal clients. We're not going to do any of that. We're just going to meet people. You asked me how to build relationships online that can transfer over to real life. I'm telling you. And you don't want to believe me. You don't want to do it. You think you're supposed to just and then new people show up. That's not the way it works. Go to the virtual meetups, go to the virtual networking sessions, go to the webinars that are specific to you, that are specific to you. Just like I'm going to a webinar on wealth building. Everybody in that webinar is going to be there for the purpose of learning how to build wealth. So those are like-minded people, folks. We don't have to only communicate with people who are in our area of expertise. We're educators. That's okay. I need a diverse group of people around me. So I'm going to the webinar on wealth building. It's probably going to have 2, 3, 4, 500 people in that webinar. Who knows? It may only have 100 people. It may only have 50 people. But I tell you what, I'm going to say hello to every one of them. And I'm going to introduce myself as a person, not as a business. I'm going to tell them what I do and how I would love to connect with each of them and get to know you a little bit better. And I'm going to drop my LinkedIn or my coffee chat. Most times I do my LinkedIn because I don't want the people who are sponsoring it to think that I'm there to steal their clients. I'm not. I really just want to meet new people. And then as you're meeting new people, like when they connect with you on LinkedIn, you can send a message back. Now you can begin the DM messaging. Now you can begin to talk to them and say, hey, I checked out your profile. I see that you're interested in blah. I also do that. That's so interesting. So I want us to understand that when we go, we have to attend these virtual meetups and webinars. You can also attend, I also in person and at conferences. That's where you're going to meet these people. I met Dr. Mel, Scholars for the Soul. That's how I met her. I was at a conference in Arkansas. She was there. They asked about educators, and a person connected me and her because both of us were educators, and it has turned into a beautiful relationship. I think Dr. Mel is awesome. I've worked with her. She's worked with me. And she, like, anytime something is available, I will send it to her because I know she's going to go after it. She's going to do it. She's going to make it happen. She's having an amazing year. So you got to get out of your house. We can't just sit in the house and think that we can meet people and change our lives, but you can use the internet and build these relationships as well. The next thing I got to tell you, number 6 is you need to be consistent. You got to have regular activity. You can't do this once every 6 months or once every 3 months. This is something that should be at the top of your mind. I got to build relationships. Let me tell y'all something. When we need to make more money, right now, if I said to you, you need to make $10,000 this month or we repossessing your house, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Most of us begin to think about what credit card we can use, who we can get a loan from, and who we can borrow money from. That's what most of us will begin to think. Oh, I'm going to pull $10,000 from my retirement plan. That is a poor person's mindset. Because people who have a wealthy mindset, we think, what networks do I have? What connections do I have? Let me think about who I need to connect with, who I need to network with. I'm not thinking about who I can borrow money from. I'm not thinking about how I can create more debt for myself. I'm thinking, let me tap into my network so that they can talk me through how to get this $10,000. That might be them putting me in front of their audience. That might be them sharing out my information to their audience. That might be them sending out an email blast for me. That might be them connecting me to somebody else who is going to support me and putting me in a position to be able to sell my services. But it's not about me going to borrow more money. That's the difference. And so you have to be consistent. And you can't just show up one time. If we're talking about building these good, long-lasting relationships, we got to show up. I got a call that'll be coming in just a little bit from someone who I met at a previous conference 2 years ago. And we make sure that we talk at least once every 4 to 6 weeks. And if I haven't heard from her, I'll call her. And it's also as a reminder in my phone. Cassandra says she's also in the Productive Lounge, which is planning and marketing guru, and she's an EMIND member. Oh, Tandra Ray's group. Yeah, so go join the Productive Lounge. Filled with people who want to be productive, and you get to meet new people. Okay, so be consistent and make sure that you are focusing on showing up. Have a consistent time each day. I told y'all every day I'm going live, after the 9 o'clock hour. You see, here we are. It's after the 9 o'clock hour. It's all, I try to do like 9:30, 9:45 this morning. The cleaning people came, so I had to prep some stuff for them. Really, I had to get some of my stuff up because they didn't know where to put it. And so that delayed me a little bit. But you see, I didn't let that stop me. I said, oh, okay, let me get upstairs and get online. Next one is share valuable content. That's number 7. Stop sharing stuff that's not valuable. Stop only sharing your sales, your specials that you're having. Stop only posting flyers. Stop just sharing a quote. Let's stop doing that. Let's share content. Let's create and share content that is useful and relevant to your network, to the people who are following you, to the people who are on your page. Let's make sure that we are including articles. Let's make sure that we're including tips. Let's make sure that we have maybe some infographics and some video. Some of us are so scared to turn the video on ourselves, to turn the camera on ourselves. And I need us to stop that. We want content that adds value, and that's going to attract the connections that you're looking to establish with your expertise. So I want us to really think about this. And as we're building these online relationships, just know these are valuable relationships. The internet has given you the ability to connect with people throughout the world who you never, ever had access to. Number 8, ask open-ended questions. Stop coming on here, saying what you got to say, and get off. When you're posting on social media or doing a video, use questions to engage or encourage responses, and it also creates discussion. Now, I will tell you, you can't make them answer, but the more you do it, the more you're getting them comfortable with answering your questions. Are they going to engage initially? Maybe not, but don't stop doing it because they're not doing it. You have to train them and teach them how you want to engage, because this not only increases engagement, but it helps them to understand the content more. Number nine, I want you to offer help. Let me say that again. Be proactive in offering help or support or advice when you see opportunities. When you are coming on live and you know you have something that will support the people, then offer the help. Let them know. Let me help you, or I can help you by XYZ. If you have a upcoming workshop or webinar, talk about the thing that you are supporting, then say, and if you're looking for additional help, I have an upcoming webinar on June 10th and blase. Some of y'all are looking to, expand your consulting life. I have an upcoming live event, the #1 Ed Consulting Conference that you can come to. It's in St. Louis, Missouri. It'll be at the Ritz-Carlton because the whole theme is to level up, to elevate. I'm going to show you, you deserve to be in these spaces. So the Educators Moving On Network live event is at the Ritz-Carlton. It will help you to up-level your life and to get your consulting together. You're going to build relationships. You're going to meet new people, and we're going to show you how to make more money. That's our whole goal, because we need you to be able to make money so you can live your dream life. We're not working to prove nothing to nobody. We're not working to get accolades. Most of us at this point, we're not working to get awards. We're working to fund our dream life. And I'm going to show you how you can do that in multiple ways. Through public speaking, through publishing, through networking, through government contracts, through private contracts, through so many things. And I keep telling some of y'all, you need to have your YouTube channel. Yeah, you're going to start at zero. But guess what? You can eventually get paid for it. A lot of us are going live right now, doing stuff, and just funding it for free. That's right. The strategy lady says, I'm looking forward to Iman Live, July 12th through the 14th. Get y'all tickets. And then number 10, you got to set some networking goals. Why you just showing up, just hoping and praying and not setting no goal? Define what you want to achieve through your networking efforts. Define what you want to achieve through your networking efforts. Like when I'm going to a networking event, I went to one on Thursday, and I said, I'm looking to make 3 good connections. I didn't know how many people would be on the call. I don't know how many people would be on the call because they don't tell you that. There were 11 people on the call. And I said, okay, I can still make the 3. Yeah, I made the 3 plus 2 more. So I made a total of 5 good connections. There were 11 people on the call. I made 5 connections, and all 5 of them have signed up to be on my podcast. All 5 of them have signed up to be on my podcast. All 5 of them have signed up for a coffee chat with me. All 5 of them responded back to my email. And I did exactly what I'm telling you all to do now. I went in, I introduced myself to everybody, I told them what I do, and I gave them a LinkedIn link to connect with me. We did that. Some of them, they did the same thing. I went to their profile, and then I just went to Chat GPT, told Chat GPT what I was trying to do. I want a short, concise message, and I told them a little bit about each person. And I went to each person's website to see exactly what it was that they do, because I'm not good at remembering what everybody does. And I told ChatGPT, and ChatGPT created me 5 messages. All I did was cut and paste. They responded back, and then we exchanged emails, and then we went to email and off of LinkedIn. So I'm telling you, this stuff works. I am on, I've done 2 podcast episodes on other people's podcasts, and these are podcasts that are huge. Their podcast is doing numbers that I'm hoping and praying my podcast will do. So they are getting 3 million downloads a month. Come on now. And they've invited me. I've done 2 podcast recordings, and I have 2 more coming up. And so these are relationships that will help you understand that. It's introducing me to a new audience. It's getting me visible. I also explained to them how I will do public speaking. One of the ladies is a public speaking expert. She has a network, and I shared that with the ladies in my mastermind. Okay, so set your networking goals. And what's the number, and why is it so low? Like if you're going to a weekend event, you should be trying to make 10 connections and not just 3. When I go to a weekend event, I'm looking to make 10 connections, because when you make the connection, you shouldn't just be standing there and talking to only that person from that point forward. And so I want us all to know that you can do this. If you are in person, you can connect with local community groups like your Chamber of Commerce. Those are places that you can go to. You can use your phone to do like meetups. It'll tell you where real live meetups are. You can also volunteer locally. That's how you meet like-minded people. Only people who are similar to you will volunteer. It's an excellent way to meet people in real life. This for those people who moved and ain't made no friends. You ain't made no friends because you at home. You're not doing anything. You keep scrolling on Instagram. You keep scrolling on social media and watching Tubi and think you're going to meet somebody. No, you got to get up. You got to get out. You got to go to like your Chamber of Commerce. You got to look for some community events. Go to the area festival. You got Meetup. You got Eventbrite. You got community boards that you can be on. These are all great resources that I'm giving you. These are all things that I personally use. And then you can use your platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn to ask people, how do I meet someone in this area? Anybody live in the San Antonio area? I would love to meet you. Why are we afraid to ask in these groups that we're in? A lot of times the people are right there near you. Crafting Just For You says me, networking, inspiration, the sneaker ball, the tea party, and Ritz Carlton. I am so excited. That's right. Because at Iman Live, baby, we're going to have us a sneaker ball. It's time to play dress up. Y'all, we got to stop being so serious. We got to stop not wanting to have fun. This is all about fun. What's the point in having what you want and not having fun? Like, I want to have fun. So I want to put my big ball gown dress on. I'm not saying you got to wear a ball gown dress. That's what I'm doing because I want to play dress up, okay? I want to put, oh, Miriam. Yes, Miriam, girl, come on. So I want to put my dress on and my bedazzled sneakers, baby. I'm getting my sneakers bedazzled. And I want to be able to have fun. I want to have me a tea party because y'all know Bridgerton, the new series come out in May and the second one in June. So I'm going to be all tea party ready. Do you hear me? But these are things that we get to talk about. We get to have fun when we get to meet new people. We get to really try some new things. You're going to get to network. You're going to get to go to dinner with some amazing people. Last year, or was the year before last, like when I talk about connections, we had someone at the event who worked for President Obama. Y'all stop playing with me. What type of connections you think that person got who worked for President Obama in the White House, on the committee, on the education committee, worked for President Obama in the Obama administration, was in our session. But you had to talk to people in order to know that. We had the former local president of the NAACP. Y'all stop playing. What type of connections you think they got? What type of connections do you think they have? We had someone who has made over $10 million in government contracting. And only one of them was a speaker. The other ones were participants. They were participants. We had someone who, while we were there, we had two people who closed the contract while we were there. Why wouldn't you want to talk to somebody who, while at the event that weekend, closed the contract? You want to talk to them to say, tell me all about the contract you just closed. I would love to hear about it. Girl, they're going to give you all of the game. All you got to do is be willing to open your mouth and ask the question. So that's why you want to go to events and be in the room and be in the space. And then you can volunteer locally, because people of like minds do like things. So you're going to meet other people. Hey, Melissa, girl, come on to Iman Live. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have us a good time. And if nothing else, we're going to have fun, and we're going to do the things that we need to do to up-level our business. Y'all already know I got stuff for y'all to do. Y'all already know I got stuff for y'all to do at Iman Live, because it's not a sit and get. Like, the goal ain't for you to sit and get. We're going to have a makeup artist there. We're going to have the stylist there. We're going to have the photographer there who going to make some reels for y'all. We're going to tell you what you need to do, because, baby, you got to market your business too. That's one of the weaknesses of educators who start their own business. So we make it easy for you. We show you how it's done, and we do it in real time. She says, ding dong, Dr. D and crew. I'm late, but I'm here on my good old 29th. Girl, shut your mouth. All right, now come on 29. She says she been married for 29 years. All right now. That's what I'm talking about. 29 years. I know you good, girl, because, baby, I'm coming up on 25. And that is a true blessing. It is a true blessing. People don't even understand what it takes. And y'all know, a lot of folks in them old time marriages, I don't be complimenting them old time marriages where the man was out cheating, beating you, doing all types of stuff, and you just sat at home and you just get to say, I like to be with people who are in real relationships, who are doing the things, and who are actually enjoying their spouse. I can honestly say I enjoy my husband. We get along, but the reason why we get along is because we don't expect each other to be the same person that we met. Baby, in 25 years, this man done seen 10, 15 different versions of me. I done seen 10, 15 different versions of him. And we've decided to grow together. That was a commitment that we made. I don't expect you to be the way that you were when I met you, but we're going to grow together. And so when I see him growing, I say to myself, let me get myself together and get to growing. When he see me growing, he say to himself, let him get himself together and growing. And we've been growing individually in order to build a happy relationship. And I think that the key for us, he was already happy and I was already happy. And we brought our happiness together to make a happy couple. But I don't depend on him for my happiness, and he doesn't depend on me for his happiness. He has his anyway, y'all. We ain't getting into marital stuff because it's fun. It should be fun, and I think that we see. She said 35 years in total. All right, girl, look here. That 35 years, okay? 35 years. 35 years, and may you have 35 more, okay? So for all of y'all thinking that marriages don't last, they don't work, the media is telling you that. Not all of them do, but some of them do. And I don't think that we see enough representation of happy marriages. I don't think that we see enough representations of marriages that actually work, that are not centered around that old school idea of what marriage is. And I will honestly say I think that the only reason why my marriage has been able to materialize and what it is solely because of my husband, because he came from a two-parent family. I didn't come from a two-parent family, and so he would help me to understand what needed to happen and why he would take the role he was taking, and it was very clear. And so a lot of us, we're trying to figure it out from scratch, but I was fortunate enough to have someone who came from a happy two-parent family, and he had a vision for the type of family that he wanted. And he also wasn't no spring chicken either. So my husband was 33 when we got 33, I think, no, he was 35 when we got married. He was 35. And so he's a few years older than me, but he was clear that he was ready to be married. But anyway, we off topic. The other thing I want y'all to do is download those neighborhood apps and stuff. So for those people who are looking to make new friends in their area, download those neighborhood apps. And then we need to participate in some local hobbies. Why y'all ain't got no hobbies? Put your hobbies in the chat. What hobbies do you have? Tell me, what hobbies do you have? What hobbies do you have? Let's be honest. What hobbies do you have? What are the things that you do that are just for you, that help you? So what is it? A running club? Is it a book club? So some people will say I run, but I run by myself. See what I'm saying? So are you a part of a running club? Some people say I play golf, but you don't have people that you go to play golf with. So let's expand those hobbies. Some people say I love to cook. Girl, let's go take a cooking class and get some people to take the cooking class with you. So I love to skate. I can go to my local skate park and skate, but I like to go to the skating rink and meet other people. Oh, look at her. She said fishing. Absolutely. And so while fishing can be a solitary sport, what if you did sponsored a fishing trip or got into a fishing club? I'm just saying, we can have hobbies, but we also need to expand the hobbies to have more people. We don't want to keep doing things by ourselves, because that's not building relationships. Like, there's a time when you do it by yourself, but there's also a time we need to bring people into it. Sita says, I love the marriage stories as a single, never married person. Well, thank you. See, I don't be wanting to talk about it because I like to stay on point. But girl, I love to talk about marriage, because I think that a lot of times we don't hear, and I will say a lot of us who are in marriages that are good marriages, I'm going to be honest, Sita, don't get mad at me, y'all. Don't get mad at me. A lot of times we don't want to say nothing, because then people get the wishing bad on our marriage. They be like, she lying, he over there doing so and so. And it's like, oh my goodness. So the people who are in good situations, they try to shut up and stay out of the limelight. And we don't want you thinking, oh, she got a good situation, let me go on over here. But I'm just saying, just like when women talk about pregnancy, that wasn't my pregnancy experience. Like, it's hard to hear women talk about pregnancy because my heart breaks for them, because that wasn't my experience. I had a husband who catered to me, who made sure that I had everything I need, who went to every doctor's appointment with me. And as he said, we are pregnant. He said, we are pregnant. He didn't say that I'm pregnant. He said, we are pregnant. He gained weight with me. I'm just saying, he gained weight with me. He remembers his midnight runs to the little ice cream shop to get me bubblegum ice cream. He remembered going to the 7-Eleven to get me ice chips because it was hard for me to drink water, so I would just eat the ice chips. I didn't have to do all that. And so we don't talk about it because people don't like when you talk about good stuff. I'm just saying. She said, healthy, happy homes and marriages play a major part in your business life. It absolutely does. Because once the situation changes, let me tell you, if you're like and we had this conversation in the mastermind quite a bit. So I was in a household and am in a household where my husband was the breadwinner. My husband was the breadwinner because I was a teacher. So I was only making $40,000 a year. And I'm not saying my husband was making millions of dollars. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I ain't trying to come on here and pretend something that I'm not. My husband had his own business. I was making $40,000 a year. In his business, he was probably making anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 a year, which is good. And think about back in that time, okay? Because this has been 20 some years. And so we would bring our money together. And of course, two incomes is better than one. Okay. So we would bring our money together. And then as he got more and more in business, he'd make a little bit more. And because when you're in business, your money is not the same every month. So you just have to do an average of what you make. So then as I got into different positions, I became an instructional coach, and then I became the instructional leader, and the assistant principal, then a building principal. So each time I would get a little pay bump, a pay bump, a pay bump, a pay bump, but it was never the big contrast between what it is now as a business owner, if that makes sense. So even when I was making, I remember when I started making $72,000 a year as the instructional coach at the building. But keep in mind, I had been there for 10 years. Okay. So I was making, they raised my salary to $72,000 a year. At $72,000 a year, my husband, we were still kind of par. You know what I'm saying? We were still, he could make 70, 80, 90,000 because he could do one job that'll bring in $5,000. And then he might not have another job because he's working on that one for the next 30 days. Well, the next job might bring in $15,000 and he might be working on that for 2 months. Well, the next job might be $8,000. So that's how you add up what his yearly was. So I was making 72. So then when I became the principal, I got a bump up to 95. And then each year you get your little raise. So when I ended, I was at 116, but that ain't what I was bringing home. Y'all already know that ain't what you bring home. And so we were still par, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't just say that I make more money than him because technically I didn't. We were on par. But then when I became a business owner, check this out. When I became the business owner and started my own business and the money is coming in, at first you don't pay attention to how much money you're making because you're just hoping to make some money. You're just trying to get the bills paid. Ain't no consistency to it. And you're just trying to make sure that you allocating the money to the right places, okay? So then I get a contract, it'll be $5,500 because at that time I was $5,500 was my number. So I do a $5,500 contract, I'll do a $7,500 contract. And at that time, I didn't have like my big packages. That's why I teach y'all to do this. So I didn't have like my big packages. So then when I get the $5,500, the goal is to make sure I got the bills listed to pay the bills that need to be paid. So we clear for the next 2-3 months, blase, blase. Okay, well, it wasn't until that next tax season when they added up all that stuff, and y'all, I had made $192,000. And I was like, oh crap, that's a lot. Like the tax lady was like, oh, you did really good this year. I'm sorry, the tax man was like, you did really good this year. And when he pulled the taxes up, I was like, I made that? Like, oh my goodness. And that was when I really realized, girl, you if you made that, you can make more than this. And so then in my head, I was like, I wonder if he know I made this. Like, this is a lot of money because I handle the paperwork and stuff in the household. So then when I talked to him about it, he was like, oh man, that's good. We doing pretty good, huh? Oh, okay. And then the next year I was like, okay, I'm gonna double what I made. If I made that working this many days, I can double that. And I started learning and trying to figure out how to double it. Well, when somebody has been the breadwinner and you've been asking them for money, needing help on, like I would need gas money a lot of times. My check was gone. Hey, can you put some gas in my car? Because I ain't got no gas. Let's be honest, y'all. Let's be honest. And so I would need money, like if the girl's going out, hey, can you send me $50 or I'm gonna pull some money out of this account because I'm going out with so-and-so. And then he seemed to notice that she ain't been asking for no money. She ain't asked for no money in a long time. Wow, she ain't even needed no money. He still fills my car up and everything. And so it wasn't until I talked to another married couple, another successful couple that was married. The woman is married. And she was like, let me talk to y'all. I'm turning my heat off, y'all. Because if you don't know, it's 50 degrees in St. Louis and it's real cold outside. So she was like, let me talk to y'all about not letting your business destroy your marriage. And she began to explain to us, like, the upbringing of our husbands. They have been the breadwinner, and you can't go out here making all this money, throwing it in their face, acting like you don't need them, walking around here like you got all the answers to everything. No, that's not the way he married you, and that's not what his vision was for the family. And she really walked us through, like, you don't have to play small or lower yourself, but the goal is you can't let that ego get you, because at this point you don't really need him, but you do still need to include him in that. And so we have these conversations in the mastermind, how to deal with things like that, how to help, how to keep your ego in check, how to make sure that we are both contributing. And what happens when you outpace your husband? And my husband has already like semi-retired. And so it gave me the opportunity to be able to say, in my business, we're doing pretty good. I'm going to put this amount of money to the side each month to make sure that everything in the house is covered. And we just had an open and a raw conversation about money in the household and how he feels and what he thinks should happen with the money. But I'm telling you, it can cause big problems. It can't, but this ain't what the topic is supposed to be. Okay, so, but we can talk about that more on another day. So the next thing that I want you to do is, when you think about those housewarmings that people invite you to when you've moved, go to those. And the open houses and stuff, go to those. And then the last thing that I'm gonna tell y'all, when y'all move or you're trying to build relationships online, is just be open and approachable. This is for everybody. I'm gonna tell you this. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he says your personality determines your personal reality. And it's so true. Your personality determines your personal reality. And so if you are someone who is always overthinking, you are always worrying about something, you are always stressed out, you're always complaining, that's not approachable. We can feel that energy. We don't want to be around that. But when you let go with the flow, let loose. That's why I try to get everybody to have fun. Because when you're having fun, you ain't got time to worry about the things that you're thinking about. Oh, okay, look here. They said on Instagram, they said some of their hobbies are quilt making, bag making, and walking. Let's get in some groups for that. And then she also belongs to a sewing group on Facebook. And Cassandra says, that was Miriam. And Cassandra says, cooking, learning how to apply makeup. Oh, that's a good one. Girl, I need to be in that class. Child, look here. Surprised, because it's always seemed so girly, and I never considered myself to be the girly girl. And so those are mindsets that you are shifting, because we know that it can enhance. And I will say that many of us grew up in a time where we didn't wear makeup. Like, I still don't wear a lot of makeup. We didn't wear makeup. We didn't even wear lipstick back then. I'm just being honest. Like, I'll be 50 on my birthday, and we didn't wear makeup. We very seldom wear lipstick. Now, some lip gloss, girl, we had you with some lip gloss. But lip gloss and eyeliner, I will say that. And I never got into the eyeliner because I used to wear glasses. And so ain't nobody got time to play with that eyeliner with those glasses on. But anyway, lip gloss and eyeglasses. I'm sorry, lip gloss and eyeliner. So I understand when you say you didn't consider yourself a girly girl, because only the girly girls really did their makeup back then. And so now it helps to enhance. It gives you a more polished look. It makes you look a bit more professional and put together. And so I get it. And so some of us have to drop those old beliefs. And if we can be honest, our mamas them told us that if you wear that red lipstick, you a hussy. I know that's what my folks told me. Women don't wear red lipstick. Women of the night wear red lipstick. And it's all these beliefs. And when you think about the blush on your cheeks and stuff, what was shared with you as a teenager or as a child? We had to sneak and wear makeup. We had to sneak and buy stuff. And so we believed that it was wrong because we had to sneak to do it. And so now as an adult, we just don't do it because all of the other things in life have taken over. But now we realize it can be fun. It's creative. It's a creative outlet. It allows you to appear more polished and to be the higher version of yourself. And it's still you. So I agree, Cassandra. I love the idea of makeup. I'm not good at it. So I learned the basics, but I wear lipstick every single day now. I put on some concealer every day. I do some of the things every day. And my makeup artist, she makes sure that she gives me a 5-minute makeup palette. She says, on Instagram, E-Hall Beauty for women who don't wear makeup. Very fun and practical at the same time. Look at me writing it down. She said E Hall Beauty. Okay, the letter EHALL Beauty. No, one L Beauty for women who don't wear makeup. Okay, they give practical tips. So let's make sure that we are being open and approachable. Be open to new experiences. Be open to having an approachable demeanor. Be open to making a difference. Something as simple as making eye contact. Something as simple as smiling. Something as simple as being ready to engage in conversations. So just be open and approachable, and you'll see things will change. So I'm telling you, these are ways that you can actively, build relationships online and in person. And we got to stop thinking, oh, she said it's two L's. Okay, let me get my other L. Okay, thank you. Her name is Ebony Hall. Okay, thank you. And so these are things that we can truly do that. And I got to tell you, we got to stop thinking that we're going to work our way to our next level. No, you're going to network your way to the next level. You got to get into groups of people who are doing more than you, and they can help you where you didn't even know you could be helped. We got to stop believing that we have all of the answers. We don't, but there are people who do. And we can't keep relying on our friends from high school and our family members. We need to put ourselves into a new environment. And that's what I'm trying to help you to do. Go ahead and subscribe now. Go ahead and join now. Go ahead and send a like now. Go ahead and put a comment now. Go ahead and share this out to some other people. Put it on your page. Help me out, y'all. All right, y'all. That's it for me today. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Come back to